Brandon, who I'm going to be speaking to today, has had his fair share of experience when it comes to hiring staff. Brandon had a cleaning business, and in just 1 month, 30 days, he hired 25 new members of staff. In his cleaning business, he was employing over 70 people, and before he sold it, it was generating $500,000 in sales in a month. Now, Brandon is not just going to share how to hire fantastic members of staff, he's also going to share how to have a wait list of people that want to work for you. If you've ever thought about hiring a member of staff, you need to watch this video. Hi, so today I am joined here by Brandon. Hello.
Hello.
And Brandon and I have just been having a cup of tea, talking about how to attract the best teammates to your team. Brandon, you shared something that I'd never heard before, but I'm really excited for you to be sharing it with everyone because I can already see the value. And that was your flywheel model.
Yeah.
Can you talk us through that and how you use that to attract the best teammates into your team?
Yeah, of course. So I think the best thing to do is to kind of describe what a flywheel is. Now, full disclosure, it's not my idea. It's not my original idea. Actually, the man who originated the business model or the concept of a flywheel, really the first person to put it into practice was Jeff Bezos.
Okay, I hear he did quite well
He
as
did,
well,
yeah.
so
I think he's
probably
gonna
a
make
good
it.
model to follow.
I think he's gonna make it, yeah. He, what Jeff Bezos did is he wrote down on the back of a napkin this model, this flywheel business model that he envisioned for Amazon.com. Now, when you think of a flywheel, you think of a huge, massive wheel that has weight, and it takes a lot of energy to kind of push it and kind of get it going.
Yeah.
But once it kind of goes, it gets its own momentum. It has its own source of energy, and it's a lot harder to stop, and you barely have to turn it. You just give a little kick every once in a while to keep that, moving really fast.
Yes, yeah.
So what he did is he wrote down this concept of a flywheel. The diagram looks like this arrow diagram that kind of moves around these 4 different areas with this hub in the center. And in each one of these areas, he started off with, if I could deliver a great customer experience to my customers,
Yes.
that would inevitably lead to more traffic. If we have more traffic to our site, that's inevitably going to drive more sellers to want to sell on our website, which will inevitably lead to more products and a better selection, which will inevitably lead to a better customer experience, which leads to more traffic, more sellers, and it just keeps moving. They all push into each other. And so when he found that when he focused on any one of these 4 areas, it automatically drove the rest of the business. And the hub in the center was, that growth that he got. And as he grew, it would spin off another part of the flywheel that would mean lower price structures, because you have more volume. And as you grow more, you get lower price structures, which in turn leads to a better customer experience, which in turn leads to more. It just keeps going and going and going. So this whole concept of a flywheel, I wanted to identify how I could do this in my business. And one of the things that we did just a year and a half ago when we started up for the spring is we hired 25 technicians in my service business within 30 days.
And can you just tell everyone what your service business is?
Yeah, so I had an exterior cleaning business. So we had about 70 employees.
Here in Portland.
Here in Portland, here in Portland. And we provided power washing, window cleaning, gutter cleaning, those types of services. But when we hired all those employees, we didn't have to do very much effort to get them to come aboard because we actually had a waiting list of people that wanted to join our team.
A waiting list of people wanting you to hire them.
Yes, and it comes from building this amazing flywheel. You focus so much on the technician experience, your customer experience, but not an external customer like you and I would think of customers, but your internal customers, which are your employees. What's that amazing employee experience that you can deliver that gets the employees to get excited and talk to their mates, talk to their friends, talk to their family,
Yeah.
and encourage them, talk about, wow, what an amazing place to work. And so it's kind of a critical part that most service business owners don't really think about, or think that they can't provide that if they're small.
So keeping using the example of your service business, the cleaning business, the first step you did is create a culture that was so amazing that the people within your business were telling their friends and family.
Yes.
How did you create that culture?
One of the things that I tell a lot of service business owners, like maybe you watching this, is focus on who you are first. Like, find out what makes your company sexy, what makes it really appealing.
And what can make an exterior cleaning company sexy?
I know I probably lost half of the viewers when I said make your business sexy, but it's possible. Some people say, well, it's just me in a van, or me in a van with one technician, we're small. It's like, that's a small startup company with room for improvement, room for advancement. You get to start at the ground floor of a business.
Yes.
That small family-owned and operated company feeling where everyone knows each other and has kind of that kinship with each other is definitely something that can be very attractive to a lot of people.
Oh, 100%. But it's almost changing that mindset of, why would someone want to come and work for my one-man band? Why would someone want to work for this business, to what are all the huge benefits?
Right.
And I think a really good thing about that is, if you can't immediately think of them, because sometimes you're a little bit too close to the business, is when you're down the pub or in the coffee shop and your friends say, oh man, I'd love to work for myself. Double click on that and say, well, why? What actually attracts you to my business? And the things you just said, the family-owned, local, be there from the beginning, maybe you offer flexibility. These are fantastic things that sometimes you're just a little bit too close to your business to realize are the beauties of your business.
Yeah, and maybe your business doesn't have that many sexy components right now, but you can create them. You can create an environment where you focus on your employees' hopes and dreams and what they want to accomplish, and you help them connect the dots of, if I work really hard in this business, I can actually get my dreams fulfilled. And especially if you work with your teammates to kind of help them with their dreams and their goals, and really sit down and ask them what they want to do and what skill sets they may want to learn, and actually provide a path for them to experience that, everything changes in your company with that part of it. And I think for a lot of people, company culture, they don't really exactly know what it means. It's like, oh, I have to have beanbag chairs and ping pong tables and in my shop. Like, what is that? What's a good company culture look like?
It feels like it's a buzzword rather than, what are you doing today to make people feel welcomed?
And they've done surveys of hundreds of thousands of employees, and most employees, almost no employees say that the thing that they value most about a job or about a career is how much money they make.
Wow.
They value appreciation, recognition. They want a positive working environment.
Yeah.
And those types of things are typically something that a lot of business owners forget to really strategically put in place into their business, so that happens on a regular basis with their employees.
Okay, so now we've established how our company can be sexy. We've got our employees telling their friends about it. What happens next?
The big takeaway for, if you're watching this and you're trying to get people coming into your business, as home service business owners, we know how to attract a customer to our business.
Yes.
We understand the concept of marketing. Okay, if you're going to have a postcard, if you're going to have a flyer, a leaflet, some kind of brochure, that it has to have a good call to action. It has to have a good hook, a good headline, a good attention-grabbing photo. You have to have, we understand the marketing side of it. We understand that we have to send out enough of them to actually have an impact. We have to broadcast it out to as many people. We have to have a marketing budget set aside to be able to market for that customer. And then when the customer decides to buy our $500 500-pound thing, like they make that purchase, then we have to deliver what we actually said. And if we don't do a really good quality job of delivering that service, they won't refer us to any of their friends or family. That all of those same principles have to be applied when we're trying to get employees to our company.
Absolutely.
Because it is a much bigger commitment to ask someone to make, as opposed to a customer spending 500 quid, with us in our service business. We're asking an employee to devote 40 hours a week for years for our business. And if we don't have a marketing budget and we don't really think about what makes our company unique and why would an employee want to work for us, and what are the values that we care about in our business, and do we actually deliver a fantastic job, deliver a career opportunity, deliver positive working benefits to our employees, and then we wonder why they quit and they don't tell any of their friends or family or anyone else that they have a great job that they work at. So it really comes down to that same marketing principle. Getting good employees is a marketing game, and it all comes down to marketing.
I really love that. That's a completely different spin on it. A lot of people think, why should someone work for me? It's probably just price. I'll create a job ad that says so-and-so wanted X amount an hour.
Right.
That's not inspiring, but everything you've just said of create the inspiring culture, be the business you want to work for, and then rather than doing that job ad, it will start to sell itself.
Yeah, and if you think about it, marketing, if you were to, do some Google AdWords, you would split test different headlines, right? You'd have, well, what if we use this sentence? Would we get more customers? What if we had this kind of an offer? Would we get more people to click on it? Would it be cheaper? When you have your job postings, have multiple versions with different headlines and different, copy in your job ads. See what you can attract. Have something be different, than just everyone else that is cleaner wanted, 14 pound an hour, this they must be, drug free, whatever. I mean, it's so boring.
So copy and pastable as well.
Yeah, and they're wondering why someone's going through and just going submit resume, enter, submit resume, enter, submit resume. And then it takes so much work to try to figure out who's actually interested. But if you work on that process a little bit more, even just a tiny bit more with some intention, that really opens up a lot more possibilities.
And I love what you've said about, you might be watching this thinking, that's a lot more effort, a lot more work involved. Split tested a job ad, I've never thought to do that. But I love what you've said about that person is committing 40 hours a week for hopefully a really long time, and the value that person can add to your team in terms of happiness, in terms of profit is infinite. So why aren't you putting that effort in?
Yeah. I mean, you're asking someone to work at your business and spend more time with you than they probably do with their own family. With that amount of hour commitment that they have during the week, they're spending more time with you than they're likely spending their waking hours with their family. So, I mean, what are you doing to make that a good experience for them? Do they really feel appreciated? Do they feel cared for? When you show that first, you get a completely different type of response from your team members. It makes it really unique. It makes them really proud of the place they work for.
That's incredible. And practically, do you then, so in the way you was talking about, if you're marketing, you're trying to get that message out there to as many people as possible. If you're marketing your company as a place to work, how do you get that message out there to more than just people's friends and family? Are you posting experiences of what it's like to work for the company? Is there any practical things people can do today to show the culture?
Yeah, one of the biggest, most powerful tools that I think that's underutilized is to have a careers page. Have a website page that says what it's like to work for your company. Hire a videographer or hire someone, even a member on your team to hold a cell phone and to just video your technicians working outside, working inside, talking to the customers, how every job is a little bit different. Show what it's like, what a day in the life of your career is like to prospective employees. And then when they see that, the people who connect with it and say, that's what I want to do, they'll be the ones that apply.
Yeah.
The people that look at that and say, I couldn't last one day working there, that doesn't look like it's for me, they don't apply. they don't send a resume, and you're not wasting your time talking to people who are going to show up to the interview and then not show up to the first day of work, or show up to 2 days of work and then just ghost.
Or worse, that 6-month training period and someone leaves you. That's, if you can establish what it's like from the beginning, you're attracting the right sort of talent, the people that believe in your values, right? Yeah,
and there's so many negative consequences that happen to a business when they turn over an employee, when they lose an employee and then they have to hire someone else. Aside from costing thousands of pounds to replace an employee, you have damage to morale of other employees, damages to property and during the training process, lost productivity, so many different things that get impacted. So hiring correctly right from the very beginning is a really important step.
Brandon, thank you. That is so useful and really flips how we should look at the hiring process and how we should look at our company before we want to put it out there in the world. To create a company that you're proud of and have other people talk about it is just the highest compliment. And I really hope people have watched this and feel inspired that their company is something that they can build, that they can be proud of, but so can their team. So thank you.
Of course.
And Brandon, this is just the tip of the iceberg about what you know about employing, because you have done your fair share of it yourself. Is there anywhere our audience can go to find out more about your amazing journey and how you can help people?
Yeah, I'd love to. One of the biggest things when Daisy asked me to talk about employees is like, how long do we have? Because I can talk about this for hours and hours and hours.
Get comfy, guys.
I love this topic. I loved having a team of 70 plus employees in my service business, and unbelievable, amazing experience. I just loved working with it. So one of the things that I did is I put together a digital course that's completely online. You can watch it from the comfort of your own home or office, in your PJs, whatever you'd like to do. It's called The Ultimate Hiring Flywheel. And I recorded at least 3 long modules just on the topic that we're talking about. With core values and how to attract the right kind of team members, where to advertise. I list dozens of different places you can advertise. And then I actually have a total of 8 modules on what questions you should ask your technicians to make sure you're getting the right ones, how you should do your phone references, different interview scripts, and how to onboard them, how to train them, how to motivate them, how to develop them even more, and how to have dashboards that you could put up inside of your office or even on some of your iPads or even phones, to be able to get that spirit of competition with some of your technicians and see their performance really go up. So it's 42 total videos. There's workbooks, there's thousands of dollars worth of HR documents that you can use in your service business and systems that are in there. And you're more than welcome to go and check it out at automategrowsell.com. And it's called The Ultimate Hiring Flywheel. And it's about 6 hours worth of content just like this, where it's really in depth along with homework assignments and different kinds of follow along scripts.
Thank you. And I think anyone that's hiring their first or the 1,000th member of team can really benefit from this, because this isn't the normal hiring process. But it's one that you've seen work. Did you say that in 30 days 25 people asked you to work for their company?
Yeah, with 25 people in 30 days. Not all 25 asked to come work. We did have to have some advertising and some marketing.
Which is all included in this course, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, head there if this is something that has really resonated with you and you want to know more. And thank you so much for watching. And thank you, Brandon. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.